Okay, what I'm going to be doing in this video is putting on a rush seat, and it looks like this. This is the this is 3/16 rush fiber, and it comes in a roll. You could order it from Lee Valley. That roll is plenty to do a chair, especially this isn't a very large one. For materials, you'll need a hammer, scratch awl, something you'll see to use to knock it without cutting it, a chisel or some kind of knife, pair of scissors, tape measure, some little nails about 3/4 inch, and a pail of water. And first thing you'll do is you'll put your rush fiber inside a bucket of water and get it soaking. It needs to soak for about 20 minutes or so to soften up. And while that's soaking, you got something you need to draw out on the chair. So okay, as you'll see when I start, it's basically you'll start on the corners and you'll be, pulling over one rung and then coming over the top one and going from corner to corner. But because this chair isn't perfectly square, you can see the front rail is wider than the back rail. What you need to do is measure the front rail. I got 16.5 inches. So half of 16.5 is 8 1/4. So you'll take your awl and just scratch on the center of the rung, and then you measure the back rung. That is 12 3/4. So then you take off of here. Half of 12 3/4 is 6 3/8. So you hold your tape measure right on that mark. Hold on a second. I'll get someone else to hold it for you. 6 3/8. Okay, so that way, because you're going to start by, instead of coming from the back rung over here, because you'll end up having a big gap, you'll end up going back from this point here straight back, and you'll be tacking your piece of rush, twisted paper stuff, and then coming around like this until you get out this far, as you'll see, and then you start going all the way around. Also, this chair here, these are round, so you don't have to worry about it, but sometimes the rungs are square, and they'll be kind of sharp here on the back, so you need to round that off, because otherwise when people sit in it, you'll end up cutting your seat. Okay, so you take your piece here, and I'm starting on this side because I'm right-handed. I don't suppose it would matter. You could probably start on the other side. It'd be easier if you're left-handed. But you just eye up this with this rung here, and put a tack in it. Okay. So this just wraps over here. You want to pull it nice and tight. Come up and then over this one. Just like that, and that'll be the way you'll be going around the whole thing. Okay, and see, now we're coming over to this side, pulling it nice and snug. here around, and then you'll be tacking this and nailing it on this side just like we did over on the other side. I find it best to, when you're doing this one, you could pull on that and you could tack it, and then when you're done, you just cut that off there like that. Okay, now as you're going, periodically, especially on these ends because it's curving inwards, these are going to want to slide back, so you got to take a block like this and mallet and keep them nice and tight. Because if it bunches up on the ends, then you're going to end up having gaps in the middle, and you'll be able to see through the seat. Anyway, you can see here there's our mark that lines up with the back rail. So when I get out to this point, then I'll start doing the same thing on all four corners. I got my mark there and over there. Okay, now you can see I'm coming pretty close to that mark. The next piece will be pretty much level with it, so the next time I won't be nailing it, I'll be coming around from the back. Let me just set this camera on the tripod. Another little trick to make it easier on you when you're nailing it is sometimes the nails don't go into there very easy. If you take your awl and just make a hole a little bit. That up a little bit. Oh well. Okay, now it gets easier. One thing you just gotta keep in mind is that you keep these straight here, that these don't start bunching up here, because then if these are too wide, you're gonna have gaps all along here on the edge. So but that would be the last nail there, so I'll just be making my way around now. And you can't really pull it too tight. The tighter you pull it, the better. Sometimes you gotta twist it a little bit. And then when this comes around here, you get an idea. You can see there how I got a little bit of a gap. I'll just have to knock this over with that tool. I don't have one, but it'd probably be nice to have one of those clamps. They look like giant clothespins, and you could just clamp it on there when you're doing other stuff. I mean, when you're messing with this. And you can see that kind of straightened it a bit, and then plus, when I pull this one over here, it pulls it over a bit too. So. Okay, you can see I'm running out. Since I'm not nailing it anymore, I'll have to tie the next one to this one. And you basically just find the space. Like obviously I won't have enough to go around there, so I'm going to have to tie my knot here.